Hi everyone, it's JoJo, and I am back to try to complete this belt. Now, I just put the washi tape on this side because it goes like this, and I want to make sure that I don't lay it down like this because this side will stick to it and then it ruins it. I don't know why that is, but I don't want to take a chance of ruining this. Well, is that? There was something stuck. I think it was like a dog hair. I have a little dog. Her name is Annabelle, and she is a peekapoo. And she is like markings, black and white, just almost the opposite of a little skunk. And let me tell you, she is plumb rotten to the core. Spoiled. When we go out of here and go to the grocery store and come back, she's all about the bags. If I run down and take my son over to get a pop or something, she is all on it, thinking that we have to bring her a treat. Since I'm doing these again, I'm going to try this. And I have to be careful how loud I say that because she knows what a treat is. She knows the word. And since we live second shift, we normally eat supper about 1:30 in the morning. And let me tell you, she knows, even if we don't eat, some nights we don't eat anything, just not up for it, but if we do, it's about 1 or 1:30. And let me tell you, on the nights that we don't eat anything at 1:30, she's letting us still know it's time for her little treat. And if Craig don't jump when she's expecting to, she comes and tells me. She tattles. He calls her his little tattletale. And if he's sitting in his chair, sometimes he just wants to sit in his chair by himself. And she'll go over there and she will sit and beg, and he'll just kind of ignore her. Now, don't get me wrong. She's not mistreated in the least little bit. But when she starts begging, wanting in his chair, she don't want to wait till he finishes whatever he's working on or doing. She does not want to wait. She wants in that chair now. So if he sits there and he ignores her, she'll come tell me. And I'll say, "Are you crying?" And she'll lay her little head over on my lap and put her paws over her eyes, and she'll go, "Hmm, hmm." And it is just too funny. She's like a little kid. I'm not liking that one. That's not even right. Didn't have the silvery on the bottom. So it was just like smoke colored. I don't see any more number 5s on here at all, so I'm going to set this one aside. Maybe I will. And I'm going to go to my number 3s. This is challenging now because I can't hold it here. And I can turn it upside down. But I'm afraid I will totally mess up if I do. Looky there. This one doesn't have silver on the bottom. I didn't notice it until I laid it down. See, and I could have went ahead and left that on here, and I'm going to tell you, nobody would have probably known but me. But I just can't do it. I've been told I'm my own worst enemy sometimes because I'm just too picky. Try to be a perfectionist, and I'm just not perfect. And none of us are perfect, but I try to do it right. This one. Sometimes the loose one will get by me and me not see it until I'm working on it. But at the very end, when I run my roller over it, I'll find it. I'll see it then. I will take this before I glaze it, and I'll probably maybe do a glaze on here. Sorry about that. Some things just fell off my desk. Don't know why. Nothing was bumping it or moving, or it happens. But anyway, I'll take it into my other room where I have a brighter light and can see better, and double check everything before I glaze it. But I have to find out from him after I get it finished if his wife wants to glaze it or wants me to do it. Sometimes she likes doing that, so I let her do it if that's what she wants. I just got her clock finished, which if you've watched my video, you've seen that. Got to figure out what to use for the frame, if we're going to have a frame. I'm not sure. If any of you have any ideas, please, by all means, comment and let me know. I've never done a clock like that before. I have some ideas, but like I said, I've never done one. And the process of doing the gems on it was so much fun. See, like this belt, from what I've done, for the time I've spent on it. Now, I'm not going to count the times that I spilt the gems and had to clean them up. Okay, I'm not counting that, but it's taken me roughly 2.5, maybe 3 hours total. So it's not too bad for a project, not really. And it isn't about the speed. It's about the process and enjoying the process. However, when I'm doing the video, it kind of becomes about the speed. Because again, I don't want you ought to be sitting here thinking, oh, we should hurry up, or, I don't want to watch this. It takes too long. I'm hoping that I can get y'all to liking diamond painting too. I never found a craft that is quite, what's the word? For me, as soothing, I guess, is the right word. Some people say it looks like it takes patience or it's boring, but actually it's not. It's not one of those things where you go, woohoo, look at me, I can diamond paint. It's so much fun, but it's more like, I get to relax. I get to contemplate on things when the whole world seems to be sitting on my shoulder and I need to figure something out and not sure what to do, and sometimes I don't even feel like thinking about it. Then I can sit down and start diamond painting and kind of, I don't know, it's therapeutic. It kind of takes all of that away. If I need to focus on something, then I can. If I don't want to, then I don't have to. It's like a small escape. Did I knock one out? Okay. I don't know how to describe it. I'm normally doing junk journals, and I love my junk journals. I love to do the ephemera. One thing that I did with junk journaling is I loved, and I still do, I love to fussy cut. And I get the, kind of in a way, it's the same satisfaction mentality in a way of fussy cutting for me. I'm trying to get my words. I really do enjoy fussy cutting. Now, if you don't like fussy cutting, then I get that too, because I know a lot of people absolutely don't. Just to me, it's therapeutic for me. Beads are therapeutic for me. I love to do beadwork. I enjoy the paper beads, but I like I love using seed beads and making things with those and the different stitches, and I like making art dolls. There's so many different, I love to crochet and cross stitch, but there's just something. I like painting too. I do almost every kind of craft there is. But until last month, I had never done diamond painting. I had one I wanted to do, but it just, honestly, I thought that it would be boring. And it's not. It's not at all boring. You get to take a project that just has numbers. If you've ever done a paint by number, it's kind of the same satisfaction. I'm trying to describe in fact, I enjoy this better than I do the paint by number. This is more forgiving. You mess up on a paint by number and they don't forgive too easy. But I like doing those kind of in a way like doing a puzzle or cross stitch with jewels instead of thread. And until you do a diamond painting, you just wouldn't know. And if you just want to try it out, I will be coming on here to do some other projects on paper, like for embellishments, and just using the gems. So if you have any kind of gems, we'll be using those and doing some cute little things. And I plan on starting those like this next week, if everything works out all right. Temu is getting ready to reset my time. They go by every 60 days. They reset everything. So I'm here at the end, and everything will start over on September 1st and last until October 31st. And in that time period, I have so long to get my points for my seedling points, to get stuff to use in my videos. Now, people want to call it free stuff. I don't necessarily see it as free. I know I've had somebody say to me, I don't want to be an influencer because I don't want people thinking I'm getting stuff for free. You know, these videos are work. Even though I don't edit, it's still yet to think of what I'm going to come in here and do, and to actually set and do it on video time instead of my own time. So that, to me, that's work. And then I have to upload them, and that takes time. And so I don't necessarily feel that when I get my seedling balance, I don't necessarily feel that that is free, because I am doing productive work to get those balances. And just because it is fun doesn't mean it's not work. I'm the kind of person, I haven't had too many jobs that have not been enjoyable. So if you don't like your job, I don't see people wanting to stick around and keep doing it. I loved my jobs. The last one I had, I was a site coordinator for a college, and I did a little bit of everything. And I absolutely loved it, and I absolutely miss it. I miss my students really bad. But I got sick and couldn't do it anymore, so that's a whole nother story. I miss it, though. I really do. I miss some of the people that I worked with. Most of all, I miss my kiddos. I call them kiddos, right? Some of them were a lot older than me. They were my students. And I will never, ever forget the way they treated me. They made me feel special, and I love them for that. In fact, some of them are still in communication with me, and I think that is really awesome. because giving up my job was one of the hardest choices I've ever had to make, work related. And it's because I loved it so much. My students made it worth everything. I had that kind of a bond with so many of them. Almost, well, as far as mine, I didn't have a student I really didn't like. Kind of bittersweet. And then now I stay at home, so people think I do nothing, but I do so much that I can. I do everything I can. I don't like to feel useless. And I don't like dwelling on being sick or having issues. I'm very independent. I would rather do for myself. I don't like to have to ask for help. I know we all do. We all have to ask for help sometimes, but I don't like to have to ask for help. And if I do have to ask somebody to help me, I like being able to do something for them in return, because I don't like the obligated feeling, even though the person that helps me doesn't make me feel obligated. It's just me. I'm trying to work my way away from that so much, but it's easier said than done. Like, that one looks weird. So maybe that one, I'll put it over there. It may just be a mess up. It may be for number 7 is what it might have been. I have one here that's out of place. See, sometimes you think you have them on your pen and you'll drop them and not realize it. Sometimes you don't have one, you have two that's stuck. So that's how that happens. Sorry about that. That was my Gramps calling to let me know that it's time to take our medicine. I don't have medicine to take at this time, but he doesn't know that, and I don't think it's wrong for me to let him think that, because it's time for him to take his. So he calls me to let me know, and I'm glad he does, because if he didn't, then I might forget sometimes to call him, which I normally don't. I call him several times a day, and he calls me several times a day, so keep him on his toes. He is 93 years old, and he's something else. I wouldn't trade him for the world. He can be a handful, though. Never know what he's going to say or what he's going to do. And you take him to a restaurant, it don't matter if he just ate before you left home. He acts like he's starving to death. And he wants his food right now. You don't wait. You don't mess with his food. Not at all. And if you don't give him a fork, he ordered soup one day. It's so funny. And the lady said she'd be back and she'd bring a spoon. Well, Gramps sitting there waiting, and he got aggravated, so he grabbed his fork and he was going to try to eat the soup. You know, that didn't work. So he got real upset. We went back to the kitchen. He was looking around trying to find his own fork. And kind of got her in trouble. He didn't mean to get her in trouble. He just wanted to eat a soup. And of course, when he gets like that, he won't listen to me. No sense me saying a word because he won't listen. They get stuck in their, which we do too, get stuck in our own ways. But he just, if there's a sign up that says, please wait to be seated, Gramps isn't waiting. In fact, he has taken off, and I've had the person going to service say, go ahead, find a seat. I'll follow you. It's like, no, I can wait. You can set us wherever. I can tell him, nope, go ahead. I'll follow you. So it's like, so I'm following Gramps, and he's already got a table picked out. Telling you, never a dull moment. That's one thing I can say. My life is full of ups and downs and craziness, but never time to get bored, that's for sure. Never know what's going to happen or when it's going to happen, but somebody's going to be doing something. So you just kind of learn to go with the flow and deal with things. I think those are stuck together. Sometimes I can get them unstuck with my hands, sometimes I can't. Now see, it's like I laid this down and let it rest for a minute while I use the other pen, and now I'm not having any trouble with it, and I did not change that dot, not yet. I will when I go in the other room after a while. Now these videos for this will go up pretty quick because I'm on a time limit with Temu. I can't say it right. Sorry if I offend anyone. I just have trouble with it. Anyway, I'm trying to get my points. Oops, I'm not finished. I was kidding. I put it up too soon. There we go. So I got 6s here. Please be sure to check out Temu, and I'm telling you, they are really reasonable. I know that they say that the things that you get from Temu are not the right size, or they're smaller than what they say. I haven't found just 2 items, and they were my fault for not reading. One was a fairy poster, and I don't know why I was thinking it was a fairy diamond painting, but it was a poster, and it clearly stated it was a poster. Totally my fault. Not the company's fault, not the seller's fault, mine. Just a few more to go, and this one will be finished too. Oops. Let me go back to the other pen. These tops are kind of weird on these gems here too. Yeah, I'm going to do it, is it? Okay, let me see if I can use a toothpick. This glue dot is kind of, yeah, that toothpick broke off and stuck to it, but it's kind of drabby too, dirty. Can't tell that I just changed it. Last night. I like the glue dots because I can do a long time without changing or redipping, but every time I come in here to use my pen, it's at its wit's end. So looky here, we have this finished. I'm going to take my roller and I'm just going to roll over the whole thing. What I'm doing here is I'm pushing down on the roller because I want to make sure that my gems are pushed on here. I'm going to turn this over too. I'm going to run my hand over it just to make sure that I don't feel any loose. See, there's a loose one. Now I need to look and see that goes in that. And I'm not seeing anywhere that that one came out. And I will like line these up. And you can't always use this. This is a edger that I like to use, you know, like to go down in between. However, on some of it, it's hard to use because these are not all going in the same direction. There's not all the same space between them. I love the way this came out. I love what we started with and now what we finished with. And I just know my son's going to love it too. I can't wait for him to see it. Thank you all so much for being with me and for watching. And I'll let you know what my son says about his belt. So thank you all so much. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And remember to be kind to one another. Bye-bye.